Mr. Meyer, do you realize that you were in violation of state law by storing equipment and machinery outside? I'm speaking about items that are in the rear portion of the township building. You have a duty to keep those items under shelter. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Do you understand you are required to have a list of your employee benefits on file with the clerk? There's another instance of you are not compliant with state law and you blatantly disregard state policy. I'd like to move to your report that you submitted in December 2012. In this report, you stated that the police report came back against a road district employee. You also stated that nothing was found on the phone. I'd like to ask you how you obtained this information from the police. Did you have a police report? Was it a phone call? Where did you get this information and from whom?
From the police chief.
From the police chief. You care to entertain me and tell me, was it a tangible report that you held in your hand?
He said that there was nothing,
Could you speak more clearly, please?
no crime was committed, and there was nothing further on it.
Did you have a police report in your hand?
No, sir, I didn't.
No, you did not. So you spoke to the police chief directly in a private conversation about a matter that was not closed. Is that what you're telling me?
They told me that it was closed.
Okay, well, I have a rebuttal to that, because when I asked to get the information that you were so conveniently accessed to, I was told the Village of Beecher, by and through the police department, is actively investigating the reference case number, and the investigation is ongoing. And as such, the Village of Beecher is denying the request for records. As disclosure would interfere with reasonably contemplated law enforcement proceedings and would obstruct an ongoing criminal investigation being conducted by the Village of Beecher Police Department. That does not sound to me like that's a closed case, sir. In addition to that, you wrote that nothing was on the phone. I have proof the phone was used to contact my child in excess of 30 times. And you have enough nerve to say nothing was found on the phone. I think that your willingness to prepare a written report concerning this matter and your willingness to provide false information to the taxpayers of Washington Township clearly indicates that you have abused your office and violated the trust that the taxpayers of Washington Township have placed upon you. You not only created the illusion of innocence to protect your employee, you also used your government-elected position to advance this idea as truth by submitting it in a written report on township letterhead. You distributed these lies to the trustees and expected them to accept this as truth. It's my opinion you have violated the trust of the taxpayers and of your colleagues. You also wrote in your December 2012 report that the phone policy has changed. That report was dated December 3rd, 2012. I have a FOIA response dated December 13th, 2012, that said I have spoken to the highway commissioner and the road district does not have a policy regarding the information you requested. My request was road district policies relating to personal use of highway property, including communication devices, computers, vehicles, or machinery.
Mr. Clerk, was that FOIA for written policy?
It just said policy.
Would you lie and say you changed the, why would you lie and say you changed the policy, when in fact you never implemented the policy at all? The FOIA response clearly indicates your willingness to defraud your elected position. I've given you several examples of how you are derelicting your duties as the highway commissioner. And that is without the mention of large sums of money that were lost in damages against the highway department through litigation. Yet you still find time to pretend to be a sort of spokesman for law enforcement. Your complacency is not welcome. Your violation of the taxpayers' trust is not welcome. I'd like it on record that this case is not closed. Beecher Police Department is currently investigating your highway department employee. The documents that I intend to submit here will provide the evidence that is needed to substantiate my claims. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your opportunity to speak. I'd like to have this placed as a matter of record in the minutes.
Is that what you read?
Pardon me?
That's what you read?
No, that's not what I read. But I can give you
Can I
a copy
copy
of
that, if you don't mind?
I can't do it today. I will do it Tuesday. Thank you for your time.
Is there any other public commentary? George?
George Scoodwood, 211 Orchard Lane. I'd like to know when we can put an end to the political campaigning at these meetings. It's getting to be every meeting now, we're getting a diatribe of accusations and innuendos more suited for political campaigning than the business at hand here.
I'd like to know if you have a daughter.